Alrighty, so in this video we're going to be finishing my city in itty-bitty city. I hope you enjoy. Let's go check out some other people's bases to get some ideas for this part of the city we're going to be building today. Alrighty. Let's see if we can get any ideas from these people. This guy just has a bunch of graveyards. Interesting. This guy probably has probably like good things, like ideas I can use, maybe. I actually really like how he uses like all this stuff for detail. Never really used those cars before. That's actually a good idea. This guy's smart, actually. I feel like this is better design-wise than mine. Very interesting. Alright, so let's change the layout of this road first. Let's see here. I like how he did the entrance here, so. Alright, so as I'm building this entrance, you can really see where I took the inspiration from the other guy's base, because I really liked how it looked, and I wanted something similar but not the same, so it is a bit different. Here I wanted to make like a little like park area, but I didn't really end up making like a park area, but there is like a path, and maybe it's like a dog park you can say, but I was looking for a park area to build. I started extending the road to like where the area is gonna be, like the city, so I can see like a layout of where I can make this path for the park at. And then I start working on the park. I really wanted to put like a oops. Anyway, I wanted to put like a playground area and stuff, like to make it an actual park, but I didn't end up doing that because I don't have the skills for that. Let's see here. I start adding trees and stuff because based off the other guy's thing, I wanted to make like more detail instead for like doing everything and then adding detail. So I wanted to add the detail first before I moved on to something else. So that's why I'm adding trees here already, except for last. After I placed those trees, I was trying to figure out where to put, like, what to put in this area, like near the bus station and like in the middle of this little gap area. Let's see. And at first I was gonna put apartments, but later on I decided I was gonna put office buildings instead. then as I'm building this, I remembered like the guy had like concrete like underneath his buildings, and I really liked that idea, so this is me putting concrete there. Because I didn't like how all the other buildings had like grass underneath and not like an actual like, you know, like platform area like an actual like building has. So that's me. That's why I added the concrete. So as I place this building, you'll see like a path like get placed down, like this other building, and I don't really like those paths. Honestly, it kind of annoys me, but I wanted to cover it up, so I was trying to figure out how to cover it up here. This is me like looking through the items and see what to put, like maybe a bus stop. I eventually add a fountain, and then I also eventually add a bench to make it pop out more, like more detail. So yeah, this is me doing that. So this parking lot I'm not gonna place yet, but this is where the area I'm gonna build like an office area, but I wanted to extend the street. This is like for a layout, like a little idea for me to imagine. So I added apartments here to like bring out the civilization, you know, so people know there's citizens here. But I wanted the apartments to look different than all the other like cities I built. So I would like try to stack these buildings and stuff. And I also like do some different apartments like on the other side of the road, and they're also unique. So this is like me trying to figure out how to use this block for me to stack the apartment buildings without it looking like funky. It still ends up looking funky, but I liked how it turned out better than when I just regularly place it on top. That gap isn't noticeable at all. Aha! I have figured it out. Oh yeah. After I place that house, like as you can see this path, I know I said I don't like them, but I use this one to my advantage to make a path to that one, like the entrance. And then I eventually start adding detail by adding benches and a bus stop, so yeah. Alright, so I'm gonna start placing office buildings, and what I'm gonna do is build like you know those like market areas, but it's just like office buildings. I don't really know how to explain it, but that's me doing that. And then you'll see when I add the parking lot, that is where I was gonna originally place it earlier, and you'll see later on where I took inspiration from the guy. And then I also do start adding details to like the area because I didn't like how plain it looked, so yeah. Here I wanted the buildings to look different from each other to add like variety, or like I don't know how to explain it, but I wanted them all to look different. So that's why I try to make them all different heights. And then here's where I took the inspiration from the guy that we looked at earlier, the base. So yeah. Ah. As I'm adding signs, I find a couple holes on the ground. I think I find more, I don't really remember, but I wanted to add like advertisement for it to pop out more, you know. I hope you know what I'm saying. I think that's good. Here I wanted to add like more buildings behind it, but I didn't put enough room here, so I delete the road and extend it again. But I also try to make like different heights on these buildings as well, and I also try not to match like the other side. Ah. As I was building those buildings, I wanted to do like how I did in the last city, where I made like a little marketplace area, like outdoor mall type area, and this was like me looking at what I wanted to add. And then yeah, but I was gonna go for that look, but I wanted it to be like double the size I did last time. So, I basically wanted it bigger. Let's see. Gonna make a little marketplace area here. Oh yeah. Here's where you can see the apartment thing I was gonna build that I was telling you guys about earlier. So the inspiration was like those, you know, those like bakeries that had like a house above it, or like a restaurant that has an apartment above it or something like that. That's what I was going for. And here I'm adding a path, and I felt it looked like the apartments were like too plain, so I added a pool stuff to make it pop out more detail. So that's what I'm doing here. Here is where I realized like they probably need like a grocery store, and then I also start realizing maybe I should start putting like the firehouse and police department, but it's after I start placing a couple other things. Here's where I realized the school's not gonna fit, so I decided not to put it there. You guys will see later on what I do with the schools, so yeah. So I'm gonna put the schools here because there's no room in the cities. when I was placing these here, I was imagining like when people like like when they live in the mountains, they have to come down to like an area with a school, or like they have to go to an area with a school. So that's me realizing I forgot to put a hospital. I wanted to come back to add more details to the school, like a parking lot, and like put concrete underneath, and add like a bus stop. So this is me adding more like detail to the school area. Let's see. And then here I also used like what I learned from that other guy when I went to go look at his base. Interesting. Alright, well, there's nothing else I can really do but color the buildings, so I'm just gonna do that. Oh yeah. I feel like I like the city more now. Oh yeah. Alright. Now for this part, we're just gonna be adding trees to it, because I don't think there's... Oh, and rocks. Trees and rocks. We'll start with the rocks. Now we add the trees. I think that looks good enough. And now we just do this part. It's literally just adding trees, so. Alright. that's the end of my city. So that's all. Maybe I'll do like a video of like touring the whole city, and then yeah. But that's it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like and subscribe. Peace out.